fucking hit the fucking wall. You know, it's kind of good. I have something for this. I told her I had this, dude. I was thinking about it throughout the whole time.
Where did that come from?
Yo.
You gotta take that boy to the shoulder.
Type shit. Alright, let's do this. What do you want?
Okay. Let's get a start.
This is a very special edition for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I bet y'all didn't expect some of this. Shout out to NFL.
Guess what we're talking about today.
So guess what, bro? We are gonna be talking about the fucking Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
You already know what we were talking about. We got Joe Shiesty. We got Von Miller. We got. Shut the fuck up! You thought I was talking about the Super Bowl?
Oh, you thought? Oh, my bad. Psych. Hell nah. Oh my god, can't forget.
Fuck, you thought this was? Like, what the hell? We're gonna talk about the damn Super Bowl.
Geek podcast?
Y'all freaking tried.
Y'all wanted
that
football?
shit, bro. We're talking about some other stuff today. We're talking about. What are we talking about right now?
We're talking Boba Fett today. The book of
The
Boba
book of
Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yes, sir,
Mandalorian
yes, sir.
2.5.
Oh, my bad. Mandalorian season 2.5?
Shit.
God.
Might be that type of episode,
Rip.
honestly, bro.
Rip. Or maybe the Boba Fett cameo in Mando?
Shit, I don't know, because we got this guy in here, too.
We got some cameos in Boba Fett.
This was a new take on some other stuff, and we know that from past Star Wars events, we always thought that, you know, like, we got the main ones, we got the prequels, and we got the new shitty ones.
They're just bringing back side characters.
But the one thing what I like about these shows is that they actually they're kind of saving the franchise. I'm not gonna lie.
A little bit.
I'm not even just talking about the live action ones. I'm even talking about the animated ones as well.
It's pretty interesting that they had said they wanted to step away from like the Skywalker saga and just make more stuff in the Star Wars universe that's just not related to Skywalkers whatsoever. But like, I think they know the fans don't really care to hear about anything else since we've all just know mainly the Skywalker saga.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But like with this, especially like I think these side characters. I mean, that's why I can kind of like because you just kind of count like the movie characters as the main ones.
Right. Side
characters more just like they're bringing more, I guess, personality, like relatable traits to the table than what you can do from the actual movies.
Right. And
some of these shows actually help the main characters kind of support and keep on going through. Just, right. You know, it just keeps on going, making the universe even better. Even to a sense where it's saving the movies by explaining more and more of what's going on, you know?
Right.
But this was actually a really, really like surprising like show to come out.
When it got announced, I was really confused. It's kind of like, well, how
exactly.
Are they gonna? It's Boba Fett, like.
So for y'all who don't know, they actually spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Mandalorian, which you should go and watch the Mandalorian. You should have seen it. From the very first episode towards the end, we see a mysterious guy in the desert, and when he turns around, you see a very familiar face, and it is Boba Fett. And let me make sure I know who the dude is again.
I don't know his name either.
But like he was actually in the prequels.
He was in the prequels, yeah.
He was in the prequels. He portrayed all the clones in the prequels, which was pretty cool that they brought him back. So once they saw that, everyone was just like, okay, we already know off the bat. You knew it was a
clone, but it just
like who this was. Yeah. And especially like we know that I guess in the Mandalorian storyline, we know that this is about 5 years or a little bit more after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So after like the Empire finally gone down.
Originals, yeah.
Tamara Morrison.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, but like the funny thing about this, when you see him in Mandalorian, he comes back as Boba Fett. We're just like, oh shit, you know, one of the main characters. Everyone kind of gets the hype, but some people are still like wondering what the fuck, like how is he back?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
And we kind of see like character trait wise, he's a little chunky in that show. But for this show,
a little older. He did slim down.
He slimmed down. I noticed that like from right off the bat. I was like, yeah.
I'm sure they brought him back and like special guests and that. They're like, oh, and then I'm bit with like when everyone reacted to that and they were like, damn, Boba Fett's back. Like, they got the hype and they're like, we gotta make a show now.
Every time he came out of that, what was it called? The tank, the
back to tank.
The back to tank.
His little helium.
Look, he got a little. Hey, guess how he look? Little definition.
He got some toe.
You got some toe into that.
He's holding up for old geezer he is.
So we see that
he's not that old, but
gets that armor in Mando, and then he gets an upgrade. He actually upgrades his armor.
He gets his armor back because that's what he was looking for.
Yeah,
Mando has it, and he's like, "Where's my armor, bro?" He's like,
But once he gets it, he even upgrades it, bro.
Upgrades it. It looks clean,
bro. It looks so shiny,
bro.
It's so dope as fuck. And then at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, we do see that it's kind of like a little cutscene of him busting through like Jabba's old temple, and then he kills the old. I don't even remember what the other dude, the one that was Jabba's assistant or whatever, because he was running it. And then right after that, we thought it was just like a little teaser, but then they just hit us with Book of Boba Fett coming out, and then we're like, okay, this is about to be lit. And right off the bat, whenever I saw that, I honestly thought it was just gonna be like, oh, he's just gonna tell tales of it like every single day, but no.
Low-key, what I thought too, I thought he was just gonna be a storyteller. I didn't think he was gonna actually come back and have like more story.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be past events, which would have been cool either way.
But we actually got the past events, and right off the bat, the very first episode, we see he's in the pit that he supposedly died in, and
the
Return of the Jedi.
Slarlac, some shit like that.
Yeah. But he escapes because armor kind of saved him. He was suffocating for a bit. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah, and then he got
stormtrooper.
He got out, and he's like, fucking.
He's just stranded in the desert,
dead, bro.
Yeah, he's like, what? Like, where do I go from here?
But yeah, so that was actually pretty cool that they showed that he escaped, and of course it showed that little part where like the Jawas like fucking take his armor.
They take all his armor and. But he's just passed out.
And then
himself.
If you watch Mandalorian again, you know how the rest of that story goes.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, we see we kind of, I guess, because that was, it doesn't really give us a specific time of how long he was in that pit for, you know?
Yeah, it seems like it was a long time though.
Yeah.
Because outside of the pit, that ship that they had that they pushed everyone overboard on was like wrecked and everything. So it's quite a while, but it's like, how did he survive?
Exactly. So they got him out, and then I guess like right whenever they take his armor off, we see an older Boba Fett again. Like it was kind of weird to me because I wouldn't have expected to see like that older of a Boba Fett, because like if you look at the original movies, he looks
looks pretty young.
You don't even see his face.
You don't see his face.
But you get like a sense of like, okay, this dude got to be like in like his prime time, you know?
Maybe that's how they get away with it, is with that. But well, because I mean, Jango Fett was old in the prequels.
Still had hair though.
In the prequels, he was a kid.
It's really dicey of the time change.
He probably should have been in like the originals. He probably would have been like maybe 20s, 30s. So yeah, to see where he is.
And again, I think that's just more of like we
waited
for the show for a little while, and then with age he looked like that or whatever. Again, that's director fucking writing.
You can't help that. They're not gonna tone it like just for the same actor's sake. Like in Aquaman, they made him look really young.
Really?
Aquaman. Yeah, because he was the dad. They probably didn't want to do that because it probably makes their face look weird.
All squished up and shit. That shit would look funny as fuck. But after that, we see that he actually does get
abducted.
He gets abducted
kidnapped by the Tuskens.
Or the Sand People people that
old
school.
For everyone that doesn't know, the Sand People, the Tusken Raiders.
But they got an official name. I mean, I feel like there's always been an official name, but like this is actually the first time I've actually heard them call them that. They might have said it in the past, but who knows?
They rarely say it.
They're just treating him like shit. He tries to escape all this stuff, but then it comes to the point where
it's because the originals, like in the prequels, they kind of paint the Tuskens as being like, well, I think they are. They're just like savages. They're savage Sand People. In the prequels, they're the ones that take Anakin's mom, and they like, who knows what they did, but he finds her, she's all bloodied up and shit like that, so she's just all messed up. So I think they're just portrayed as savage people. But then in this one, you kind of get like
we actually see
some more like background about them because he just gets invested in them. But
exactly, and it comes to like we finally like he kind of like gains their trust because he kills like a big monster saving the people.
He tries to escape, and then oh my god. He tries to escape basically, and then he kind of runs away in the sand, and then some of the raiders like track him down. I think they don't really give names to any of the raiders because I guess you can't speak to them, so you can't find a name. But like, there's one that I guess seems like a war chief. Yeah. He's like trained like tactically and fighting and all that, and they kind of have a little standoff, and I guess it almost seems like a test to see like, oh, can you like, you think you can escape us type thing. That's how I kind of saw it. So he fights, gets his axe beat by that war chief, and they're like, all right. So then they leave him.
Just use him for like, kind of just like their own prisoner type
exactly.
stuff.
So they take him back as a prisoner.
But then, they all get that bond together. We're just like, all right, you know what? Like it just, that episode just ends with like, okay, we cool. Yeah. Then we see, which in my opinion,
like Boba Fett kind of
is my favorite. Honestly, like again, like towards the end of the season, there are hype episodes. Like the last 3 episodes are like hype.
Right.
But the second one is honestly my favorite episode, story-wise, because it shows a real different trait of characters we've never seen before, and which is the Tuskens, the Sand People. We see the type of tribe they are, the way they're raised, the way they actually live, all this other stuff, and I thought that was very unique because I'm very into like cultural aspects, just like in real life in general. But for them to put it in Star Wars and take the time to actually develop it was really, really cool, and I was really so excited for like just like seeing everything, and it made me fall in love with the Sand People even more. And it explains like you said, like explains why they're perceived as savages, because they have to do the things because no one else will kind of like accept them.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like they need to survive out there. Like they can't help it. They've got to do what they got to do. Supplies, food is limited out in the desert, so it is what it is.
That kind of like shows like aspects of like even like in our time, like different places in the world that's going on.
Yes.
So kind of, I think Disney was kind of showing us like care for others type stuff out there.
I think there's kind of like get to know people. It's kind of like a whole like don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
Thing. Don't judge the Sand People being savages, but because then you really feel for them after all this. Because one, Boba Fett starts teaching them things, then they start teaching Boba Fett things.
It was just like a little.
And it's a whole back and forth thing, and then he really gets accepted,
and that's kind of like
becomes part of their tribe.
Like a bigger picture, like Boba Fett coming from. I mean, of course, he was a bounty hunter, but if you look at it at a bigger aspect, it's him in a more civilized society,
right?
Kind of to lower it down to like the lower
literal sand people.
Exactly. Yeah. So then for him to kind of just like finally bond with people, like that's like something you should very cherish from time to time, even like in the show and showing us like in real life of what we actually do.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So we see he learns and learns. Was it episode 2 where he finally like learns everything, right?
I think so. There were 7. Episode 2, it was one of those. I don't remember specifically what happens in each episode. I just know what happens.
I think he finally like gets like he's like, oh, I'm one with the Sand People, I think, and all that stuff. And then episode 3, he gets sent off to. I forgot what he does. He actually gets sent off to do something
with the kid. Somebody went with the kid. Or the kid took him and the other prisoner, and they fought the giant monster thing?
No, it wasn't that one. I think he...
was this... Oh, because these are... I mean, honestly, this whole...
These are the
Tusken,
past.
Yeah, this is all flashback, so it goes back to the present. That's right.
We haven't even mentioned the prison that much. During this time, we're getting...
this whole interactions and, like, this whole time period with the Tusken Raiders is actually a flashback.
Yeah.
Because it starts off, with him taking over at Boba's palace. We know he's the new... daimyo, whatever you call it.
He's top dog. He's main honcho, you know?
Yeah, he's the... What do they call it? The crime lord, I guess, over there.
And we see, like, a lot of people are just like, fuck is this guy?
It's every time he goes to sleep, or, like, every time he goes to heal at the end of the day and it's back to tank.
Yeah.
Is when he has these dreams of his past. And
he even mentions, like, I'm having the dreams again.
Yeah. So, that's pretty cool. But, yeah, what does he do? I think...
In the first episode,
he goes, I think, and talks to everybody.
Yeah, he's trying to be like, hey, this is how shit's going down now.
He wants to build relations with everyone's like, I mean, you're just an outsider. Like, who are you? Like, who makes...
Like, who gives you right?
Yeah,
like,
what gives you a right to be the crime lord here, basically?
I think they were, like, really based on, like, I guess, like, if you were to see, like, a king standard to have a name, because Boba Fett doesn't really come from nothing.
Yeah,
like,
he came out.
He again, like, everyone...
Like,
I actually don't think a lot of people know that he's a clone. Like, they just know him as a bounty hunter.
He ruined, like, the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So, like, and like, for, you know, true Star Wars fans out there, we know that, like, the hierarchies of, like, those lands are the Hutts.
Right.
So, and then we actually see in episode 2 the twin Hutts come in, and they're like...
Because they want it back. They're like...
Yeah, like, this is our family kind of ruled this, so, like, kind of like ours, bro, you know? So, he's just like, nah, fam, I ain't gonna do that.
I mean, I earned it, so... What y'all gonna do about it?
Exactly. Yeah. So he's kind of like standing his ground because he kind of like has to show it. And throughout the whole time, what's her name?
Oh my god, I don't know. Sheen. I don't remember her name.
Fucking Fennec. Shan.
God.
So like that whole time, she's kind of like, again, like later episodes, we kind of see like Boba Fett's like muscle type. Like he knows like what he's doing is, but he also needs like the big brains.
Right. He needs like some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Ming-Na Wen, shout out Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., she was in that.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, and we gotta do this now.
You're gonna hear that a lot.
Oh my god. But she like big time like asked me to be like, Bubba, if you do this is what's gonna happen. So don't act stupid, you know?
Basically.
Like I'm here to like settle your ass down, and we'll like out like if you just so you don't look bad on the people, fuck it, I'll do it, you know?
Basically,
type stuff.
Yeah.
And we see her as like his like main dude, like secondary in command. And then we got the big boy pigs.
Then you get the boys.
The boys, bro. Those are the boys.
Those are the boys.
They're like, so you're gonna serve me? Like basically like
they basically
just say, yeah, I mean, fuck it, we ain't got nothing to do. They've been moving good for that weight they carry. I ain't gonna lie.
They swing. They swing.
So then that's like the squad. They're all posted up and all that stuff. And we kind of see like also that he gets ambushed at one point to see like, well, like, oh, like people really don't like me being in charge. So like, what the fuck are we gonna do with that?
They send the Wookiee after him, right? They send Santo.
Dude, that guy, fucking legend right there. That guy's crazy.
Legend. For those of y'all that haven't seen it, it's like a Wookiee, but he's like a black furred
bro.
Wookiee.
Like he looks scary,
he looks
bro.
Crazy,
he like has like fucking bra armor.
I think he's like a bounty hunter Wookiee, but he looks dope.
Dude, he's dope as fuck. And you know, we see that like the twin Hutts bring him in, and then he actually tries to kill Boba at one point, and then but then he actually has this is what I wanted to talk about, the Power Rangers, that little
Power
squad.
Rangers?
What are they called? The machine people.
I don't know. They were just like city people. I don't remember what.
Yeah,
I don't remember specifically what their gang was called.
They were like mech people or some shit like that.
Basically.
They were like humans that like fix themselves and put like droid parts in them, kind of like to, I guess,
like cyborg-ish type people.
I
They
think
just enhanced themselves with like mechanical.
Yeah, so
parts.
it helped them, but like honestly, whenever I was watching it the whole time, it kind of just seemed like, oh, this is just so they can look.
It wasn't
cool.
really effective.
Like I didn't see anything unique about that.
Like she had that metal arm. Didn't
do shit. Like it was just a metal. Like what the fuck?
The guy had the eye zoomed in on
zoomed
something
in
that you could see with his one eye. Like he could have seen it.
That was actually a little flaw that I mean, they were cool at some parts, but overall, I was just like, really, like, you could have just used like regular ass people.
Their bikes.
Yeah.
Man. Like the colors. That's why we're calling them Power Rangers, was because they had like these little They looked like motorcycles.
They were so colorful, bro. I was
imagine hover motorcycles, and they were different colors, like a bright red, a bright green.
It was something like
you've
out
never
of place,
seen in
you
Star
know?
Wars.
Like I was like, what the fuck is this doing in here?
Didn't believe. I don't think it belonged there. But they had to do it.
But I guess you could say like
they have to do different.
They did their part of the show again. Like right whenever Santo freaking attacked him, they helped out Boba, and so did what's her name again? Shan.
They're the ones that fixed her, because
the Shan the pit.
But after Mendo like messed her up, they fixed her.
No, yeah, like they helped her get that little new stomach and shit.
Yeah.
What was really cool about it was that whenever Santo goes, like Bubba's doing his thing, but he just got out of that tank, so he's kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and then the robot people and the pigs and Shan, bro. Santo's just like taking all them, bro.
Literally,
bro.
He's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Are you kidding me,
right
bro?
now?
He's hitting that shit, and then Shan comes in and hits that thing, and he just drops.
Dead.
That shit was crazy. He was just like, okay, like, come on, like, let me out. But like that was pretty cool. Like, showed like, bro, that's a strong ass Wookiee. Like, honestly, like, bro, I would love to see him and like Chewbacca kind of go at it, like,
duke it out,
bro. To see like what the fuck. I mean, Chewbacca, like, he does his thing.
He does his thing.
But
he's not a brawler like that.
Bro,
Santo, you could tell.
So like, dude, I feel like honestly, don't hate on me. Santo low-key kind of bitch slapped like Chewbacca low key.
Nah, he would. I don't think anyone would contest you on that. Bro, he beat him.
Type shit, bro. But like, yeah, that whenever Shan got fixed, I think that was episode 4 actually. Whenever like you saw the flashback about they have their own little like, oh, I saved your life, help us like kill these biker people and be like, okay, like we do that, we get your ship, we get your bike, and then we just call it even, you know, like all that stuff. Fun fact about the ship, I don't know if you're actually familiar with, but
which one?
And hit Boba Fett's ship.
Oh yeah.
He whenever the original came out, his ship was actually called Slave 2. I think so. I think Boba Fett's ship is called Slave 2. Let me look that up real quick.
What an interesting ship. I really hate the look of it.
I think his
so weird.
Because his dad's no Slave 1. That's what it was called.
That's what his dad's was, right?
No. That's what his is. It's called the Slave 1. And again, it would make a little bit more sense if his dad's was called Slave 1 or whatever, because it was the same exact shit.
Same shit.
But I think like a while ago controversy had brought up because Disney said we're not going to call it Slave anymore because I guess it was
but just the name
during this time now how everything's going, like Slave is quote unquote offensive, you know.
Yeah.
Which I thought like I mean if you're really deep digging it,
if you wanna look at it that way,
you can. But I mean, again, like people weren't really thinking about it like that. It's just a ship, you know.
At the end of the day, it's a ship name. It's like I know they don't mean anything.
If I'm looking on here on Google, it says that the new name is called Fire Spray. They could have came up with a better name. I mean, I get it. They need to put something over it. It's a dumb name. They could have came up with something like just plain.
It doesn't make any sense. First of all, I don't think it does. It even like shoot fire?
No, it's just lasers.
It's literally just lasers and that giant like nuke thing that he uses to blow up the Snorlax. But spoiler alert. But after he goes back,
no, we're on that episode, so we can talk about it. Episode. So
when he goes back to look for his armor,
he
thinks it's there
in there
for some reason.
And Shan's like, nah, like the acid burn. He's like, nah, not a what's Beskar.
Beskar.
I totally forgot that it is Beskar. Also, that's the armor. But he's like, nah, Beskar don't do that.
Yeah, he's like, how do you think I survived it?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like I would not be in that.
But it's like I don't know how he didn't put two together. Like, how did he just leave his armor in there?
No, for real.
How did he get out of there and like what? Drop his armor back in
that,
there?
That was a little flaw. Like
for
come
real.
on, man. Boba ain't that stupid.
But he
thought
it was in there, and
you know, little good jump scare. I mean, like
that was pretty good.
You know, boom! Like he just came out, that whole pit, try to fuck it up, like shoot it, and then
it's dark.
Shan with that. Let me press this button real quick, dude. Okay, that shit was
rolls down the ship. I was like,
yo, damn,
y'all gotta go.
But it was a little sound wave, so it was like I thought it was gonna be a big ass explosion. That's what I was
talking about. But it was underground, so it makes sense.
So that was funny, and then Bo was just like, bro, don't touch my buttons.
Like, don't ever do that again.
Don't ever touch that button ever again. But then he goes down, he's like, what the fuck? Where's my armor?
Like, no armor.
But he's like kind of like, fuck it, whatever. And then they go and I don't know. I actually forgot what they do after that. I think they just do, get on that ship and like, was like, well, you're good. We did everything that we can. Like, where do you want to get dropped off? She's like, where are you going? I was like, oh, I got some shit I need to do.
I got some business to do.
And she's like, all right, fuck it, I'll tag along. And then, you know, if you watch Mandalorian season 2, you know how that whole story. Again, we'll actually get back to Mandalorian at one point, but for right now, you know, if you watched it, you've watched it, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's how they kind of like, oh, I'll give you something that no bounty hunter has ever given you. I'll give you loyalty, like respect, all this stuff. If you actually help me take over like the hut type shit, you know. And she's like, well, you know what? Fuck it, I guess. Like, I guess, like, you kind of see that aspect, like, bounty hunters are really fucking greedy, you know?
Yeah.
They don't really give a fuck. They're just doing this for this money. They're doing it for the kill, all this other stuff or whatever. And then it kind of flashbacks to present time. They're like, hey, we gonna need some like muscle if we're gonna go to like fucking war. Like the people of Tatooine like aren't like fucking with us like that, you know, and like we have other opposing people, the Pikes and all these other like ground people, like
they're starting to piece together like they're getting like teamed up on by the mayor of the town. He's starting to know that like he doesn't want me around, and he's all these like attacks on him. He's like, damn, someone's trying something. So that's when he's like, yeah, we need to get some muscle up in here. And then I know throughout the show they even like mention where they think that like, oh, they kind of notice that Boba Fett isn't like the same Boba Fett, because like we know he's a bounty hunter and we know he's reckless as fuck. Like he just does like whatever he can and just and I know you haven't read it. I haven't read it, but I've heard of it and I've seen it like on like social media and stuff like that. That like Boba Fett is a really like badass like bounty hunter. Like he's gone through some shit. He's supposed to be canonly in like comics and stuff like that. So they're like, okay, like we know how he is, but in this show they kind of like mention like, oh, like you've gone kind of soft, like you don't do like you're meant as like this murder and stuff like this. It makes sense. He kind of seems like he's turning into like, but I guess a gooder. It was the type guy. And actually the Sand people that taught him all this, like bro, again, like saying the aspect of like people perceive us as this, but we don't have to be this, right? But if they want us to see us, it is fucking. We'll show them this. He was really only a bounty hunter because that's just what he was literally brought into. Yeah, exactly. That's just like he's raised under a bounty hunter. Yeah, for real. Like just didn't know, and then gets killed, and he's like, well, now I have to do what my dad did. So that's pretty much why. But keep it going like that. You don't have to be. So now he's just finding ways of like, okay, we got to prepare for this. We got to find people. He actually let Santo go at like one point because the Hutts are like, okay, we don't give a fuck about the plan anymore. Right. And we actually get a special, but they're like, here, take this gift. And what do they get? They get he gets a fucking what is it? The Rancor. Bro, that shit came in. I was like, he pulls up. He was like, what the fuck, yo? What in the world? So they pulled that up. I was like, that's actually pretty fucking dope. Little baby Rancor. They had to give that shit. But after that, we actually get a surprise guest actually for like a bit. What the fuck? Fucking Danny Trejo. Shout out to Machete. Fucking Machete. But he pulls up for just like a bit, like for like the quickest sec ever. He's like, he's like, yeah, and Boba Fett's like, bro, teach me to ride this hoe. And he's like, he said, ride it. He said, hold on now. I guess he's like, it's like you, like no one's really done it. I was like, I'll be the first. So he's like, okay, fuck it, we'll do that. And then the episode kind of just like drags on. He's saying that like, oh, here, this is episode 4, and he knows like shit's about to go down. He feels it, right? Mm-hmm. And he's kind of like, kind of had that talk with I guess like the other like head like people that run that run Tatooine. Is like, hey, like Pikes aren't good people. Like they're trying to fuck shit up. It's like, well, what's the difference between you and the Pikes and all that like, stuff? He's basically like, how can we trust you? Like, and then little Rancor fucking gets that little jump scare. Mm-hmm. He's like, so we on agreement, like all their stuff, and like, yeah, they kind of like agree to it, fuck it, and then they're like, well, we got that, but we still feel like shit's coming, so like we need some like some muscle. And then you hear in the background though, like dude, and you're like, oh yo, I was like, is that what it? And the episode ends, and then it ends, and then episode 5 kicks off, which is why I said in the beginning, Mandalorian 2.5, Mando season 2.5, Return of Mando, bro. Mandalorian just walks in, bro, just ready to mess. Does his shit, and they even show us like he shows like how badass he is, like right from the start. Fucking takes care of business. I'm doing this shit. Whips out the Darksaber, bro. Just swinging that whole around. He don't even know how to use it. Exactly. He just he cuts himself right in like what, the thigh. Yeah, like that thigh. He's like, like what the fuck? Like, God. But he does that. Does his shit. He's like, hey, I just took out those guys in the back, and there's other people posted like, I don't gotta fucks with y'all. If y'all want business, like I'll do it. Like that's basically what he's saying. He's like, y'all can get that cash in there, bro. And they're like, I bet. And they go in there. They did. I think one guy stayed, and then he blasted him. I don't remember. No, I don't think he did that. I think all of them went in there, and he's just like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna fucking get the fuck on and all this shit. And then again, like that whole episode, before we even get more into the episode, is literally straight Mando. Literally Mando. We don't get it's the book of Mando for like a second, bro. Yeah, you don't get Boba Fett in that episode whatsoever. In which, again, I had told Brandon like right before the podcast that
I gave the show like a really low 7 out of 10. And again, like I like the show, but I think the way that they carried out the story was it really they could have brought him in without that episode. You know, I like the episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Without the backstory?
Yeah, like what the fuck he's coming from. They could have just brought him in as a little Easter egg, which in that story they could have put that as a quote unquote flashback for Mando season 3 because we already knew that Mando season 3 was gonna come.
Right.
But
they could have honestly kicked off Mando season 3 with like all these collabs that he had with Mando and Boba Fett. They could have just done that. Put that at the beginning, like they take off they take on the whole gang. He helps Boba Fett defend his palace basically, and then that's it. And then we continue with Mando's story because that's literally how Boba Fett leaves off. Is with Mando's story.
Exactly. But I mean, you know, they did it that way, and I mean, again, like no hate to it, but I'm just giving it to like the writers. Come on, man. Like you guys could have done this a little bit better.
Yeah.
And especially for like they really base it around Mando so they base it around Mando that 5th, 6th, a little like a touch of Boba, and then that last episode they went half and half with it. In which I was just thinking, I was like, man, you're really taking out like the fun out of Boba Fett. You could have put more stories, but did they really not? Like they had, I think it's been a year since the last Mando episode, maybe even like a year and a half since the last Mando season. Mm-hmm. You guys didn't have enough time to think of more stories for Boba Fett, especially for it to be a 7-episode show. If we were gonna make a 7-episode show, you should have been all Boba. I would understand if they put Mando and then they gave us like they put those 2 Mandos. And they gave us like at least like 3 more episodes after like episode 7. Yeah. Like, come on, like they. I know for a fact, Disney. I know for a fact you have good writers, bro. I will go and write the show if I have to. I'll go write the next show. I'm telling you, I'll make hits. We'll make hits.
We can video.
Get
us to team up on that.
We got some ideas.
We'll give it all show.
Shout out Disney. Disney, put us on yours on social media, please.
Please, we'll add Disney.
We'll add Disney at this. But anyways, back to it, and then we kind of see he meets up with the sole survivors of Mandalore. Well, not really Mandalore. It was like
the only 2 of them.
Yeah, there was only 2 that were like there. It's just us 3, like the crafting girl and the big
the other guy.
Yeah, the big other guy. And it's like they're like, oh, like. Never thought we'd see you again. And we see that like whenever he finally he's like, I'm sorry that like y'all had to help me that one time back like to help us escape or whatever.
Because
like,
it was like basically Mando's fault that like their whole
dude like Mando fucked up right there, but
their
like
whole creed is just gone.
But they're like, nah, everything's all good or whatever. So I was like, oh, like what brings you here? Like, oh, like I came to like he's like, would you like to help us like start up like the Mandalorians again? I'm like, yes, like that's my whole sole purpose. That's his religion, and he's like, and I have this, and he whip out the Darksaber, and this big guy right away, he's just like, yo, like
he said, give me,
he
said, where'd you get it?
He's like, where the hell did you get the Darksaber at? And they give us like the little backstory of it, and we see a training montage where he's like, the saber's getting heavy.
Yeah,
he can't control it. He's like, don't use your strength. Let the sword guide you, type shit.
Basically.
And
he said, don't fight against it.
Yeah, exactly. So we learn more of a little backstory of it. And again, we've seen the Darksaber in I've seen the Darksaber in like the Clone Wars, and Brandon.
I saw it. It was in Mandalorian. That's the only thing.
It was in Mandalorian too, but again, we know that the Darksaber was built by an older Mandalorian, which was a Jedi, and then he made his own saber to lead Mandalore. Whoever wields Mandalore can, or like whoever wields the saber can lead Mandalore, basically. But like I guess like the Mandalorian's just like I'm just kind of just using it, you know.
Like, I mean, it's just a weapon.
I mean, which would be pretty. I can see, dude. Honestly, theory wise, Mandalorian season 3, he's gonna be top Mandalorian. I think they'll make it like towards the end, like the last episode of whatever season they're playing. They'll be like, okay, he's gonna wield the last saber type shit. If they make this like the final season of Mandalore,
I have a feeling season 3 they're gonna kick it off like a lot of time has passed. So I have a feeling they're gonna kick it off like he knows how to use it.
Yeah.
That's just me though. I feel like he's gonna have like trained Grogu with. I feel like he's gonna train this little guy with some stick tactics
type shit, bro. Or maybe the little guy will train him. Hey, you gotta think about that because after that, okay, before we get into that episode, we're just gonna top it off with just saying that he learns kind of how to use it. Big guy's just like, yo, my actual ancestors actually from my clan built that sword. Like, I think I deserve that.
Blood right? That's mine.
And like, fight for it. Man was like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, let's do shit out, bro. And so they go, they fight all this stuff. Take the jetpacks off right away, bro.
Because they're fighting on like this.
Like, that was more of like a Jedi type shit, like Jedi versus Sith. Like you kind of do that. They go at it. He's using all that, and he pins like the dude. Like he's about to beat him. Like fucking razor. Like it was some weird ass type of knife. Like about to fuck him up. And then the craft girl stops him. Like big dude. Like I don't even know the big dude, but they're like big dude. Like, have you ever taken off your mask and all that? Like, and I'm like, oh fuck, like nah. And then
he's like, hell no.
Like, dude, have you ever like the Mandalorian? He's like, have you ever taken off your mask?
And he doesn't answer.
He's like, have you taken
it off?
He's like, yes.
Like,
he's like, and so like by default, like you're out, bro. You're not a Mandalorian no more, bro. He's like how the hell do I redeem myself and shit? And
she's like,
nah, you gotta go to the waters, like the waters of Mandalore or whatever. But those are like
they're gone.
Destroyed.
Supposedly
like,
Mandalore's destroyed.
And it's basically just like it be like that. like that's basically what it was. Like you gotta you can leave. But he takes that saber with him, bro, because he still won, you know.
And he took the armor.
Honestly, like
that's what he did.
I feel like they're plotting this up. Which here's like pros of why I kind of like that. They're plotting it up to where build up for a season 3 for Mandalorian, saying like, what if there's actually like redemption? There's fountains. Like maybe there are fountains.
Like maybe
he goes back to Mandalore.
That's probably where he's going.
Yeah, go back to Mandalore. Redemption, and because actually, and little spoiler alert for you, Brandon. The Clone Wars, we see kind of like the fall of Mandalore in there. Like it's like the last season. We see the fall of it. Sorry about that, Brandon.
I would imagine. Yeah.
But so we'll see if they bring it back or not or whatever. And he kind of goes on like this little type-esque mission. After that, he dips and he ends up on Tatooine, right? And he meets the pilot. She's actually a pretty cool character, or like the mechanic or whatever. And they make him this dope-ass ship, which I actually like. It brought from the prequels, the Naboo speedsters and shit like that. That was pretty dope. Made his own, the fastest ship in the Outer Rim, right?
Refurbished, yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Then meet what's her face at the end? Shan. I can't even remember that. Her friend Shan meets her like, hey, someone was looking for you, and then Shan's right there like, hey, you looking for jobs? He's like, maybe. He's like, it was for Boba. He's like, I don't need a reward. I'll do anything for Boba. Like, dude, that's like that respect right there. Real. And he's like, okay, but first I gotta go see someone real quick, and that's where we get to episode 6. We bring in this little guy. Shout out Grogu. For those who can't see and who are listening, I got a little Grogu toy. I actually forgot I had this dude. This dude was just stuffed in my room.
He whipped that out. He whipped that one out. He just came out of nowhere, and then we see
Grogu glimpses of him training. And we see he's getting stronger. He knows kind of like what he's doing. And we get Luke Skywalker. And he's actually... I actually wanted to say about that, because you've seen Season 2 of Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
You could kind of tell like the CGI was a little off in that episode. Mm-hmm. But they actually fixed it up.
Fixed it up. I heard something about with his voice in this one that it was all like fake.
Yeah,
like
it wasn't even his. Well, of course, because like you kind of like Mark Hamill does not sound like his younger self anymore. Like, dude, like hearing him talk now, I'm like, bro, that guy was Luke Skywalker, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, they like. That's crazy how they did that though.
Generation, bro. You can do anything these days.
You can do
now,
anything
bro.
these days, I guess.
That's crazy. And he's teaching them was like, focus, like, and Luke, like, Grogu lifts up a frog, right?
He lifts up a frog.
Puts it down.
To eat the frog.
But then Luke just like, hey, yo, watch this. Fucking starts banging the fuck out of all these other frogs. I'm like, bro, like, that's why Luke, like, fucking dope as fuck.
He's really the GOAT.
And we kind of see that Mando, like, goes, like, hey, heard that, like, we'll see R2-D2 too. And it's like, hey, like, where's I'm looking for Grogu. I'm looking for Skywalker. Like, here to see Grogu.
He's talking to Ahsoka Tano. For those of you that don't know who
that is. He bumps into Ahsoka Tano, kind of just like waiting or whatever. And we actually see a glimpse of the first Jedi temple that Luke is making.
That's the one that in The Last Jedi.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that
you know, Ben Kylo Ren, whatever you want to call him, fucking demolishes that shit.
Yeah.
So kind of like whenever I was watching it, I was kind of like, oh fuck, like that's me. I was like, dude, I already know how this is gonna go.
Yeah, he don't.
And but like throughout the whole time, they're saying that like Ahsoka's like Grogu's gonna be the first apprentice. And I was thinking like, does Grogu die because of Kylo Ren? I was thinking about that whole time. I was like, oh yo, I hope this is what's going on.
He might.
I was like, what the hell? And training, all this stuff. He's like we understand. Like Ahsoka's like, I knew you were gonna be attached to Grogu.
Yeah.
But like,
she's basically saying like he can't be attached.
He can't be attached to you. But that's
if he's
always,
gonna train for Jedi. He can't.
Yeah, that's always been the Jedi way, where you have to like again, like I don't really know why that's the case. Again, I've never really agreed. That's the only thing I think it's similar
to like in the real world, like priests have to like they can't marry. Stuff like that. I think it's similar to like that. Like you have to be devoted to this one
people
aspect
out there,
of your life.
Star Wars is a religion. Like
Star Wars is actually
I know that people are like obsessed with it back like in the day. That like Star Wars is actually a religion, bro.
It's taken so seriously. I think that's supposed to be what it's like. Is they have to focus on like Jedi ways.
They're just doing that, and but like Mando's, they're like he even says it like Mandalorians, they actually thrive on caring for other, being loyal, being all this stuff.
Like, they're complete opposites.
So like this isn't my way. This is my way. This is the way.
This is the way.
So he's just like, so he's like, I have to like see Grogu. Like I have this gift, and a little flashback from episode 5 is if people remember, Mando had a staff from season 2 that was made out of Beskar, right?
Yeah, because he took it from whoever he was fighting.
Yeah, like he's like, okay, yoink, that's mine now, and it's a badass staff. I'm not gonna lie, dude. He knew how to use that spear. But then the craft's like, or that metal's not supposed to be used for weapons. It's used for armor only. He's like, this is the way.
He's like, all right, he's like, fine.
So then he's like, what do you want this to be? And he's like, I want to give it to Grogu. Like type shit. He's like, he's not with you. He's like, nah, I'm giving it to Grogu. He's like, this is the way. Like, bro, I was saying this is the way. I remember I used to say that hella heavy.
I used to say that all the time.
Bro, okay, and then they just brought it back. And they don't see it's like, oh, it's a little gift. And they give it. They're like, can you give this to Grogu, please? Or like, I gotta give it to him. I gotta see Grogu. He's like, if Grogu sees you, then like, why the hell are we training him?
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna ruin his training. Yeah.
He's like, fine, then you protect him. Like, you stay on Ahsoka, but you give this to them. He's like, all right. And we see Glenn's Mando leaves, and Grogu's like, hey.
Grogu's just training.
Bro, Grogu's fucking baby, bro. And like I said earlier, like Yoda's like 1,000 years whenever he dies, right?
Yoda aged. I think his species just ages like really
slow.
So
like seeing like baby, I even like we watched the last episode.
I think he's like a teenager. In like this, he's like supposed to be like technically like in his teenage
He's supposed to be a little grown.
Yeah, he's just a little waddle
bro,
baby.
Fuck, that shit's so funny, bro. Because I'm just like, that the whole time I was watching, like, get this motherfucker like grow up or anything. Like, I'm trying to hear him, like, dude, I'm trying to hear him Yoda talk, you know?
Put a lightsaber. I know. I wonder if he talks like Yoda does.
And we even see that at a point. Luke actually opens up his mind,
and he looks into the memories.
Yeah, he's trying to see. Damn, Order 66, bro. That was tough. I saw that. I got chills.
I got scared.
I was like, I ain't no way they just showed this, and it was so like he was a baby then.
He was a little baby,
bro. He was just like, I'm seeing this, and the clones are like, oh, you see them
watching all these Jedi like.
So we kind of
fight in front of him, and then they all just do.
So that was a little tough to see, and then it comes up with like, oh, like. You're up. Let's continue your training, and you see like Grogu's like getting badass. Like he's like, oh, bro, he's getting this Jedi shit like down like right away, and
he's getting it.
And like we see, like it's always funny because whenever he just like, whenever he does a lot of work, he just goes.
Yeah, he just goes to sleep.
He just slumps, bro.
Puts out too much energy, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
And then towards the end of the episode, or like, well, Luke's like, the Mandalorian was here, right? To Ahsoka, he's like, yeah. It's like, well, like, what do I do with Grogu? Like, and I was like, you always know what to do. And she even brings up like you kind of remind me of your father, and I was like, oh,
said, don't say that.
Oh, dude, I was like, oh my god, don't say it. I was like, that hit different. And will I ever see you again? It's like I'll be around, and we know that Ahsoka's actually getting her own spinoff show as well.
Right.
So we'll see her more. I actually like the character or the actor that actually does her. It was what's her face? She should be actually on here actually. Ahsoka. Bruh. Ahsoka ain't on here, bro.
Minor setback while we research.
I gotta do the Star Wars actress. She is.
Yeah, for those of you that are not very
Rosario Dawson, and she's actually in a whole bunch of other stuff that I actually like to see. It's just I don't remember her name. She's actually in Luke Cage. She plays the nurse and fuck you, Brandon.
I did not watch.
Oh my god! And she's in Daredevil also.
Did you say she was a doctor?
She was the nurse.
Okay,
remember?
right.
Yeah. The one that like patches up like Matt and all that.
What do they call her? Like night nurse? Is that what they call her or something?
Not fucking
like that.
Remember, bro? I haven't seen that.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't remember it.
Oh, okay, man.
Hey yo. But at the end of the episode, Luke gives Grogu a choice. He's like, Mandalorian came, he brought you this, and we see like a little like chain armor type shit.
Chain link armor.
I'm like, yo, that's kind of dope. Okay. So he puts it down. And he's like, but Grogu's already reaching for it, right? But they're like, wait.
He's like, hold up.
I got something to show you. And he whips out, bro. What does he whip out, bro?
Bro, he pulls out the saber.
Bro, but whose saber?
He pulls out Anakin.
No, bitch. I hate you. Yoda's saber, bro.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
So sorry,
he's like, wise guy.
That was the wrong.
Goddamn. Fuck Brandon. No.
Hey, we're gonna edit that out.
Hashtag what the fuck, Brandon. Hey yo. Hashtag. Come on, Brandon.
That could be the thing. God.
Come on, Brandon. Hey.
I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, look. Come back. For those, Brandon just took off for a sec.
I'm gonna have to leave.
Hey, yo. Hey, sure?
Come
on, Brandon.
Sure, come on. Hashtag,
okay. Come on, Brandon.
We already got merch in the works.
Yeah, already
got merch ideas flowing.
We coming through with it. We're coming through with it. Shout out. Nah, that's for another one. Yeah.
No, I'll save that for later.
Sorry, got a little off track right there. We're trying to get some laughs out of us. But
so Yoda, like I said, Yoda's saber.
Yeah, like you said. But like Yoda's saber is like, my master Yoda used this, and now I want to pass it down to you, but you can only choose one. Yeah. Choose Mandalorians, then we're gonna send you back to Mando. But if you choose this, you can be the first apprentice in my academy. And we're like, and it just ends the episode.
And then it ends,
fuck. Like, God damn. And whenever we knew that episode 7, the season finale, was gonna come out. I thought like, oh, we're not gonna see Grogu until season 3 of Mandalorian. Yeah, I was wrong. Wrong. Everyone was wrong. Oh wait, we forgot a major fucking key part. So that was episode 6, right? Or was that? Yeah, that was episode 6. At the end of episode 6, we actually see in the beginning, we see the Marshal that we haven't seen from. Oh shit! And he used to wear the Boba Fett armor.
He did have Mandalorian.
It was like the old school Boba Fett armor. Yeah. And everyone thought, whenever Mandalorian, everyone thought like, "That's Boba."
I know.
But that was the first episode too. And we're like, nah, it's just some fuck.
They said, "Yo, Boba Fett already?" Then you find out, nah, it's just Marshall fan.
But the Marshal comes back. He sees like the spice trade's going on. He's like, "Nah, fuck this space. Like, I mean, the spice trade. Like, you know, fuck, I'm fucking up right now."
Boy, get your words.
And then at the end of the episode, we go back to the town. We find out what's it, Mos Espas, or no, that's the actual town that Bubba does. Some other town or whatever, but we know that's called Freetown now. It sounds fucking hilarious. I'm like, it sounds out of place as fuck.
Sounds so like cartoony,
bruh. And then at the end of this episode, like we see Mando. He talks to like, hey, we need people to do this fight. And it's like, you know what? Maybe we'll help you. Maybe I'll talk to the people. Yeah, Mando takes off
because he's kind of like we're our own thing out here. That's why we're named Freetown. He's like, we're chilling by ourselves, but. And
then the Marshal, right whenever he takes off,
right when Mando leaves,
he kind of like, yo, like what's going on? And he's at the bro.
And then in the distance, bro, you just see a figure walking.
You see
like, oh, is that like cowboy hat? You're like,
and like right off the bat, I'm like, ain't no fucking way.
Wavy trench coat. You're like,
hey, yo, he starts pulling up.
Then he gets closer,
right, like
bro.
If you're Star Wars fans, you already know who the fuck it is. But right whenever he lifts up his face, but he says, I think the first words he says, I could be wrong or whatever. I think he says his name is his first name. The first words he says is his name. He says, God Bane. Like you just and then he's like, what?
That's right. He says, what's your name? He's like, I didn't catch your name.
Yeah, he just kept on saying all this stuff. I'm like, Cad Bane makes his return. And the last time that we actually see Cad Bane is, again, Brandon.
I know he's in the Clone Wars.
He's in the Bad Batch. Fuck. So part of the Clone Wars, but it's called Clone Wars Bad Batch. But that's the last place we see him. He's a bit out, like bad or whatever. We don't know it. And he's a very like hyped up character in the show, right? And then he sees like, hey, you know what? Don't fuck with Boba Fett. Don't help him out, bro.
He's basically like
stay in your little place. Like, stay right here, bro. If you know what's good for you, right? He's like, And then this fucking marshal's deputy whips out his fucking pistol, tries to shoot, but then he shoots the marshal first, goes ham on that deputy, bro. Like, and he's like, all right, then he just dips, bro.
Dips.
And then we're like, bro, this shit's about to go dummy. This next episode went.
Yes.
Dummy. The finale. We see they're getting ready, like all out war. Yeah. And then there's actually a scene where the Pikes go into like that restaurant, that's main thing, like where they clean like helmets and shit like that, and those Pikes leave.
It seemed like a bar or some type of place. Yeah,
that's where Santos was too, and he fucking wrecked shit in there, bro. He went ham, tore that fucker's arm off. That shit was crazy.
For no reason.
But then like literally like a few like scenes after that place got blown up. It's supposed to be like a message, right?
Yeah.
But like if you keep on fuck, like this is what we're gonna do to your city, get the fuck out of here. And, like we're sick and tired of your shit. And episode opens up, they're all like looking around like, damn, like what are we gonna do? Like we gotta wait for like all these people to come in. Like we gotta make a statement. We gotta win this city back, like for the people, all that stuff. It's like, okay, we gotta do what we gotta do. Next scene, we see Luke's X-Wing come in.
You see the X-Wing pull up.
And it lands over like, and so like this is how I was reacting when I was like, okay, I already know from what it means. That means Luke's gonna drop off Grogu. Grogu picked Mando after all, right? And we actually do see that, like, oh, like he actually is like wearing the armor and stuff like that. But in my perspective,
you thought Luke was there.
No. In my perspective, I really wanted Grogu to stay. Like I wanted him to learn. Like I think this was fan service. I really think that they wanted Grogu to go back to Mando. Everyone wanted to, because like. End of season 2 was pretty like heartfelt. Like,
yeah,
dude,
when he leaves,
I got a little emotional. I was like, God damn! And I was like, that's my boy. You taking my boy?
He takes off the helmet just to talk to him, bro.
That's
so
crazy.
You can see his face.
But I'm just like, bro, like he could have been like a badass Jedi. Like could have been like next top Master Yoda type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yoda, yeah.
And
he still could be.
But pulled up. We see that like he's back, but Luke's not there. R2D2 just came and just dropped his ass off and all that stuff. Shout out R2D2.
Shout out R2D2.
He a good friend, bro.
He out here.
And then we see the mechanic's like, hey, like little guy, and then she's like R2D2 is saying like, his name's Grogu. That's such a stupid ass name. Like basically like
hell no.
And that's what people like. That's what kind of pissed me off because I think that was kind of like inputted for like what fans were thinking. Because like, oh, Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda.
He's not Baby Yoda.
Like, dude, I'm one of those people that like, bro, it's not Baby Yoda. Yeah. It's Grogu.
It's
like
literally a whole separate person, but like,
what the hell do you think y'all are doing? Like, it's not Baby Yoda.
It's not Baby Yoda. Please
stop saying that. Use him by his actual name. It's Grogu. A cute ass name. I like it. Do you like it?
No.
What?
I think Grogu is just a stupid ass.
Bro, like,
if it wasn't attached to this cute little guy, then it would like.
Bro, but I mean, every single name.
That's why it's okay.
It's Star Wars, bro. Like,
no, I know that. That's what I'm saying. I just think like.
Shout out George Lucas for the names, right?
It's just like such an old name. Like Yoda is an old ass name. Like if this guy was named Yoda, I'd be like
hell no,
hell no.
Baby Yoda.
Because it just belongs to an old person. But maybe he'll grow into the name.
Hopefully, man, that would be pretty cool. I would like to see it, or like just like grow like a little,
just 1 inch.
Grow some fucking legs, bro.
The engineer lady called him Bright Eyes.
Bright Eyes. So I mean, we got that's kind of cute or whatever. But they're
I prefer that.
Where's Mando? Is like, oh, Mando's not here, but like, I can take you to him and all this stuff. And then they go into this big battle or like not even the big battle yet. Cad Bane comes out. And then Boba goes out.
Stand off at the palace, and it's like
he's like, yo, like, what are we gonna do about this? And Cad Bane's like, let's do this shit, bro.
He's ready to.
And I'm like, bro, in my mind, I'm like, bro, Boba can fuck his shit up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can fuck him up.
He's got armor.
About to go on a pistol talk, bro. They're about to fucking whip it out. Bando and Shan are right behind him. Like, okay, we got this. We got Pikes all over the place. And Shan, again, this is when Shan comes to play.
She's
Boba,
like,
don't fucking do this, dude.
She's like, chill.
Because
it's because Bane starts talking about like how the Pikes
actually killed the Sand
Raiders.
People. It wasn't even the Riders, bro. That was a big shot too.
That was a big shot.
And so like, well, fuck these guys. Like, dude, honestly, if I was Boba, bro, I would have done it right then and there. Honestly, Boba trained in holding back his emotions, and you got that side, that second in command to go like, hey, yo, not yet, you know?
Yeah, he was starting to get
heated. And he was just like. I fucking like, dude, that stance, bro.
He takes out the hand, bro. That's a classic.
Bro, if y'all know this, dude, I got hyped every time
he
got the stance, bro. That stance was so fucking goated.
For the reference, it's just he puts his hand on top of the gun.
And he's been doing that since like the original.
But you know what I'm talking about.
People definitely know. And then we see like this little talk between Cad Bane and Boba, and where and this comes back to like reference of Clone Wars again. Like people will only understand this show with references if they watch the Clone Wars as well. There was an episode. Cad Bane wasn't in it. I remember now, but Boba, young Boba Fett, was actually teamed up with Cad Bane's crew. And so that's where he kind of like got his starting bounty hunter type stuff. But and that's where he kind of like knew Cad, like, oh, Cad Bane kind of taught me all this stuff. And they were like, well, it was kind of like a master apprentices type shit. It kind of like all clicks together. Right. But they're like, oh, we'll save it. But low key, do they not know is that whenever Cad Bane leaves, the Pikes come back and everyone's getting like fucking like ambushed. We got the machine people getting ambushed because they're at the other side of the city. Yeah, they're all Santo got heavy ambush, bro.
They put him by himself, bro.
But the one thing that I didn't want to happen, but the boys.
Oh.
They fucked up the boys.
The pig boys.
The pig boys, bro.
They put him at the top of a mountain, at the top of the cliff, and they said, "Hold this."
Hold this, and they fucking pushed him off, bro. That was actually really sad because I like those dudes. Those dudes were goated, bro. Pushed him off.
Literally pushed him off.
Santos is getting like going ham, but he's getting fucked up at the same time too.
He's just getting outnumbered.
And then the droid people, the mechs, and they're getting like ambushed as well. And Shan's like, okay, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go try and help them. She ends up helping them. That was pretty badass, bro. Shan got the moves, bro.
She do be sniping.
She do be sniping, bro. She one of the best sniper in the show, bro.
She's really a sharpshooter out
here. She doing her thing, and then. We don't really hear from Santos. We actually think that like Santos got his shit like rocked, right? Because he gets piled on.
It looks like he gets piled and it's over.
And then the Pikes come back and they're posted. They're strapped, bro. They got like in real life they got like AKs, shotties, bro. They strapped to the brim.
They had the drum guns on their shit. It was wild.
Shit was crazy. And then freaking they have like this little like Boba Fett and Mando are like, hey, like bro, I'm. Like, man, if you want to dip, go dip. It's like, nah, I'm in this for, like, the long run, bro. That was, like, some deep shit, like...
I gave you my word.
I give you my word. I'm staying to you, like, to the end. It's like, you sure? I'm like... He's like, this is the way.
This is the way.
Bro, dude, so fucking dope. He's like, you really live in that bantha shit? Like a bantha. What? shout out like a bantha.
Like a bantha.
God damn, that's such a funny-ass meme, bro. But then, little fuck-ass dude... The tail dude is like, wait, let me say something. I think I can negotiate over here.
It's like, all
right, then, well, tell him, Bubba's like, tell him this shit I'm about to write down, right?
Give me your tablet.
Sends him out.
And he starts reading it out to the people.
He's like, oh, you know, I, Bubba Fett, you know, former Jabba, yada, yada.
I offer you
nothing. Like, yo. And then Bubba Fett... Dude, Mando whips around jetpack. Dude, bro, they go ham.
They jetpacked up, bro. That was
they go ham, but towards the end, bro, they're just taking like shots, bro. They're fucking Mando gets shot up the most, bro.
He gets once down, and he's like, okay, dude, recovers.
Yeah, gets hit down. Again, bro. And okay, they're outnumbered, but I think that like I guess there was a lot of Pikes, I guess, you know. But they were using air, bro.
Out of nowhere.
The knee rocket, bro. Bubba has.
What pulled that out, bro? Knee rocket. And then when he did that little twist pose, he said,
"Dude." And then freaking Mando's fucking needles,
wrist rockets, the wrist needles.
He was going out, bro. They were going out there, but like it's like, oh shit, they're about to go out in blaze of glory. What happens? The fucking people from Freetown pull up.
They pull up and they start
headshot. The mechs pull up. Turret. Boom, they're going at it. Freaking
everyone's out
except for Shan. We're like, I didn't even notice, but Shan wasn't even there.
I didn't notice it either.
And then freaking out of nowhere we see fucking Santo limping his ass, bro.
Out, bro. He's like, got people all over.
Bro, he keeps shot. Bro. I'm like, bro, Santo about to die. Dude, I was about to cry, bro. So there ain't no way. And then Bub was like, cover me. And then he go out there.
Get him.
Picks him up. He's like, bro, I owe you a fucking what's the tank called? The back to tank.
I owe you a session,
bro.
There.
And they think they're like, oh, we got him going. Everyone's like, yeah, we did that. Yeah, Freetown. I heard that shit. I laugh every time they say
Freetown.
And then Mando's like, hold up,
because let me get these Pikes run away. Yeah, the Pikes start running away. So they're like, damn,
That's kind of easy, you
it's
know?
over? They said, okay.
They bring in these big-ass...
Light work.
Battle droids, bro. And we've seen these battle droids in the prequels. They're like the smaller ones. They're like the brown rolling ones.
They're called droidecas.
Yeah, but these were like big ass. Like
they were
they're
super big.
Bro, this didn't even look like droids. This looked like straight out of Terminator, bro. It was like what the fuck?
They were like literally walking like turrets.
They came out and they got the shield. I was like, bro, this ain't gonna
put on the shield, bro.
This ain't gonna go good, bro.
They're out here blasting the shield.
They're getting the shit fucked. Like they're getting their shit rocked, bro. Shit went dummy
by two giant ass droids.
They're getting like, oh, like what the fuck are we gonna do? And then they're like, oh, you guys go this way. Me and Mando will like, kind of like, we'll kind of hold them off and all that shit. And they're holding them off. And Boba Fett's like, he has like an idea click, right? Yeah. He's like, how long can you hold them off? I was like, well, shit, not that long, you know. And he dips.
Mando's like, because he tries to use the dark saber to break through the shield, doesn't work.
Does not fucking work. And then
he's like,
bro, what? I thought it was gonna slice, bro. I thought that dark saber.
I thought for sure he was gonna.
Bro, like, I was like,
then he was like, we're outnumbered.
Exactly. So he's running. They're leading him out. One droid goes towards the people still, and he's just fucking with this one droid and this other droid. Mando's getting shit on. Mechanic pulls up. He's like, hey, yo. He's like, get out of here, bro. What the hell are y'all doing? He gets on. And he's like, I got someone for you. And he pulls out this motherfucker.
Pulls up, he's like, yo.
He's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And Grogu, bro. Then we got it, bro. It's the hug, bro.
We got the jump, bro.
You got the jump. It was kind of like a
jumped into Mando. Literally jumped.
Loki, what I can kind of relate it to is like Spider-Man No Way Home type shit. The hug, bro.
You got the hug.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know about that one,
bro. That fucking hug right there. I was like, that was everything that fans wanted, bro. The connection back. And he's like, you got the shirt.
He's like,
yo, you got that little shirt. You got that Beskar on.
But he doesn't know about the choice.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Exactly.
Mando doesn't know about the choice, so
he just cares about that. He's just there, bro.
He's like, damn, he put on.
So he's like, oh, like what the hell are we supposed to do? And then they get launched because that fucking droid's still going at them. I thought that little fucking spinning droid was gonna go faster, but I guess not. Nah, he ain't got the speed, bro. He sped up for like one little
for like half a second.
And that droid goes on. He's like, all right, I'm gonna try to do this. They're shooting it. And then we see like the other droid. Like there's droid. Out of nowhere, we hear, like, bro, like, what? And I was like, I fucking knew it, bro. They bring out that fucking Rancor, bro.
The Rancor pulls up, looks over the cliff on some, you don't know, Attack on Titan, looking like a Titan
over like
the wall, looking like the Colossal over the wall, bro. And he just posts up,
fucking pulls up like boom, and we're like, okay. And then he pulls up even more. Boba's riding
Fett on him. He's
like, let's get this shit, bro. He goes at it, attacking all this crap, and he's fucking his shit up for a bit, right? And then we see like this opening for the shield. Mando goes in, Darksaber out, fucks it up. Rancor comes back, and then we get a do it. And
you get the do it,
bro. You get the do it, and he fucking rips this out. Shout out those fans out there that know what the do it is, bro.
What do it is, and how like significant that was, like actually.
So then that happens, and but the droid's actually still kind of like fucky with it, bro. He comes out, but then Grogu...
They're fighting the people.
Grogu fucking takes that...
Ding! He takes off the little, like, kneecap on the droid.
And he's fucking with the kneecap.
Yeah, it's literally a little piece of kneecap.
Fucking uses that force. He shows that...
He uses the force. Yoink!
He shows that he's learning type shit, you know?
Got it.
God damn.
And he did that, and he didn't even pass out.
He didn't pass out for that, dude. I mean, Grogu's getting stronger, bro. I'm actually really excited to see, like, what's going to happen with him. Then after that, they go and help the other droid. There's actually like a little pose where like the mechs are helping Santo trying to carry him, and then there's Pikes right behind him, and that light skin mech goes like the most light skin shit you've ever seen in your fucking life. Boom! Like
he does a spin move shot. Like literally didn't need to spin whatsoever. He was already facing them, but he decides to do a little.
That shit was so fucking hilarious, bro. I did not. It was unnecessary as fuck, but I mean they did like a little like scene. It was slow mo. I guess like whenever you get the chance to do slow mo, you just do it, right?
You just do it. God.
Then they're like fighting the droid by themselves, and they don't really have Boba or Mando with them or whatever. And then we're like, all right, let's go up top. Let's shoot them from the top. They're shooting from the top and all that. Fuck ass eye looks at him for like zoomed in for no reason. Again, that's what I'm saying. That's the only time they use their gears that zoom in. There's no point in doing it.
And they were right there. He could literally, if he didn't use that, he could still see him. But
then when they finally get that ambush together, they're doing it, and then Boba comes with the Rancor again.
Fucks that one up.
But the Rancor's actually getting fucked up too.
It's a hard battle.
So they fucking do that, but then they finally get the droid down. That's overall. They finally do the thing. But then
they crush it.
I actually forgot that he was there, but Cad Bane comes out of nowhere again. Fucking flamethrowers the Rancor. Rancor's like, what the hell?
Rancor
And then
Boba Fett.
Rancor goes to go again. Flamethrower. And Rancor's like,
just,
fuck this shit,
runs
bro.
away, basically.
He's like, oh, like time to teach you your last like lesson, Boba. Let's do this and shit like that. And
yeah, they have a little
standoff,
draw.
But Cad Bane had the fucking pointer on him, right?
The quick draw.
Low key, like he better with the guns, bro. He's better with the guns. Cad Bane got him. Got him. Boba tried to hit him with the flame. Boom! Knocked his ass down again.
Got him again.
Oh my god! I'm like, bro, and he's like about to snipe him, but then what he don't got, bro?
He don't got the stab.
He ain't got the stab, bro. Where the fuck did he put a stab at, bro? I swear he pulled that out of his ass. I did not see that on him.
It was. I don't think he had it that whole time until he had the like as soon as he got knocked off and then he saw Cad Bane.
And where's the rocket?
Then I noticed it because I rewatched it. Yeah, well he shot the rocket.
He shot the rocket earlier and now it's back, bro. When the fuck do you have time to reload that? Unless he went back to get the Rancor and put the rocket on. I don't know. Could have, honestly.
I guess that makes sense. Reloaded.
Got that, showed him that the Tusken way, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He fucking whipped his ass, and then he's like, you are a murderer. No shit. Fucking, I would kill him too, bro. And that's the last we see Cad Bane, bro. Honestly, like, yeah, I think that was alright for him to, because Cad Bane had come a long way to get to that point.
If they didn't have,
I actually really liked Cad Bane.
Yeah, if they didn't have Clone Wars, I think
it would have been like,
a terrible
what the fuck,
like, been like here for like 5 seconds, but like
and
because they had the whole Clone
Wars. The good thing about him is that they didn't really need to put that much villain arc into that show because everyone should know.
Yeah, you
like,
should know
who he is, but you were saying earlier that a lot of people gave him hate
because of his character design, which kind of makes sense. Like you kind of have the picture pulled up right now.
Yeah,
how we looked in the Clone Wars. I didn't notice it until now, but like I guess I kind of see it. He looks stupid pale.
Yeah.
In Boba Fett, and I guess if they can give the Power Rangers their bright ass color bikes, they could have made him a little bluer. But at the end of the day, he was.
It is what it is. I still liked it. I mean,
he still looked fine.
Again, like I was actually just surprised they actually just brought him. You know.
Exactly.
Who would have thought? Excuse me.
Because it's also like real life versus animation, so like
exactly. So I mean, they did their thing, you know. I got excited. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about it. I went to kid mode and I just watched the show that.
Yeah, that's just some shit that I had seen on social media. Like it was just a bad reception too.
Exactly. But what happens after that battle? Right, everyone wins and they're all celebrating.
Then the Rancor.
Oh, the Rancor, right?
Rancor
did some King Kong shit. Yeah, it was. I said during the show, I was like Godzilla.
And I said, you mean?
Yeah, King Kong. But it was like Rancor looking like Godzilla doing King Kong. And then we see fucking Mando like, I'm gonna go ride this hoe.
Mando's like, I got it.
Tries to
take it down. No. Mando gets messed up.
He gets messed up by it, and then Grogu comes up, pulls up, hits him with the sleep.
Literally.
If y'all know what I was referencing right there,
sleep,
bro. Then you should know what the fuck I'm talking about. Hits him with that, and after that you could tell that took a lot out of Grogu. Gets next to him,
Rancor sleepies,
hits that
Grogu sleepies,
dude. Again, and if you see that part of the episode, that's a fucking wallpaper right there.
That is a good part. He snuggles up with the Rancor, bro. It's like
this shit's funny as fuck. He's like, God damn, and then Mando kind of sees like, bro, I guess he's been learning,
like,
you know?
Okay, kid.
After that, we get the scene where we finally find out what the hell happened to Shan. Shan, like, I guess, like, kind of
all the
hits, like, during that time that she went to go fuck up the people that kind of betrayed Boba.
Like the higher-ups.
And the Pikes, too. Yeah. She hits him with that hang, bro.
Bro, she
hung him. And then the shots, bro, what angles was she at, bro?
She was like, bing, bing. They were coming
and then she hits him with the Pike, bro. Gets him that knife. What he fucking deserves, bro.
Dude.
Kind of like send off like, hey, that was for the Tuskens, bro.
That was for the Tuskens.
After that, kind of see what do we get? We see like the end of.
We see Boba Fett kind of just walking through the town. Everyone's like,
oh yeah, they're like, he finally got his respect. He finally do it, and he's kind of like
earned respect from the town. He's like, damn. He's like,
is this what it's really gonna be like now?
He's like, okay.
And she's like, well, if it's not us, then who then? You know? He's like, and he kind of like, yeah, I guess you're right.
He's like.
But like that's cool that like I think they made Boba Fett from knowing him as that bounty hunter to where this like the good guy. I wouldn't even say I'm not gonna say hero. I'm not gonna say like no. I say like the good guy of an aspect to where people are gonna love him, and maybe we'll get more from him later on. Even that, I mean, if anything, maybe the show even left it off at a place where it's content, where like this is what Boba did for like the longest time now. We don't really need to get into it, So I don't know. I would still like to see what the hell goes on with that, and then Bobo, Shan, Santo, the mechs, they're all together. Like, okay, like we can do this.
Like, yeah.
Zooms up, goes to space, and we see. Honestly, every time they put this scene on, even again, I'm not even gonna talk about the Rise of Skywalker, but the Tatooine Two Moons is always the most beautifulest scene. Even like real life aspect, but also just like Star Wars aspect, beautifulest scene because it's so iconic.
I think that's like the first time we saw it actually at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then before it's usually like it's kind of like
sunset.
It's like looks bright still.
It looks beautiful.
It looked dope. Yeah.
But we see that, and we see Mando. We see Mando's ship taking off, and then we also see Grogu in the place where like the droid's supposed to be at. He's like, and they're back together, and that's like kind of like just the build up that everyone's needed. He's just
that's what matters.
He's like, he has a little ball that he always fucks with, like in the ship, and he's kind of like, he's like knocking, like
tapping the glass.
He's like, no.
Yeah, man.
He's like,
nah.
He's like,
he just keeps all tapping.
Right, one more time, and then he just hits that
hyperspeed,
and he's like, that would be like whenever R2D2 would go like,
oh yeah, he does the.
But that was like that moment. That's a wallpaper right there. Also,
wallpaper.
And then the show just ends, and we kind of get that sense of, okay, well now we know like what the hell's going on with Mando. We're just gonna go from there because that kind of just ended Boba Fett's arc, and then
and that's where you can kind of assume that he's probably going to Mandalore because he's going somewhere.
He's going somewhere.
He's traveling somewhere. So I guess it only makes sense. He's finished with Boba Fett. He's kind of not doing anything else.
Exactly.
So now it's kind of like.
And why would he want to like continue doing like bounty hunting or doing for credits or whatever? I mean, yeah, that's how you make money, but I mean, like, right. I'm pretty sure like he's got Grogu. I think that was his main thing is that I got my little dude back. Mm-hmm. So I like that. And then we get a little post credit. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal, but
yeah, I don't know where
we do see that the Marshal isn't dead. He's recovering, and we see
he's healing in Boba Fett's back to tank.
And if anyone knows who Thundercat is,
I don't know.
He's in that show. He has like a few like good songs or whatever. I like him, but like he's in that show. He's like the people that fixes up like the mix and all
like
that.
The main guy.
So we don't really know what that's gonna lead with the Marshal. I mean, I didn't get hyped for it or whatever. But if they decide to make a show and they make something good out of it, I mean, go Disney, right?
That's just another show.
But that was the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian 2.5.
Also, for a little bit of comedic relief, they're one of my favorite parts in that entire show, which my friend David, shout out David, was actually telling me about this episode before I even watched the show. There's a little scene when Boba Fett gets back to the engineer lady, and he's like kind of like creeping around, or he's getting around there, and she's got the little rat catcher.
Are you talking about Mando?
No, yeah. The rat catcher droid.
Oh yeah.
And you see that thing, and then you see that other droid that pulls up with like the spatula.
Oh yeah, he's like posted up.
Mando grabs that droid by the neck, puts him against the wall, bro, and then that droid is like freaking out, bro, and then it kills itself. That shit is so funny, bro. It's just like just opens the flap and just like turns itself off. I don't know why,
bro. That shit fucking hilarious, dude.
It's so funny.
Now they had like I had a few like laughs and kicks like out of that good. Show. I liked it. Again, like I said, I give it a low 7, but I mean, wasn't a bad show. I enjoyed it, and we'll just see like kind of like what the future of Boba Fett is. Even if we don't, I'm pretty fine with the way that it ended. I'm really excited for Mandalorian season 3. Mm-hmm. We get to see more of this little guy. I know that's basically like even people that aren't Star Wars fans, this is why they watch the show. But also because
Baby Yoda for sure.
Yeah, Grogu.
They know it as Baby Yoda.
But I watched the show because it's a damn good show because I love Mandalorian. So I'm excited to see Ahsoka going on. I'm actually just excited to see how we're not really getting any big major Star Wars movies. Star Wars is just banking off of the shows now.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see how they just keep on going there. Future Lucasfilms, hopefully they keep on doing the good that they're doing. If they can actually do this with maybe future movies, they should be taking notes. They're doing this right. I think now that they're not even following the Skywalker aspect and they can't really fuck it up anymore, I think they'll be able to actually make good movies out of their own. You know, maybe they can even do Old Republic. Maybe they can even do what happens after Skywalker stuff, and they just don't have to connect to any characters. They just do their own thing. You know, the opportunities are endless. You can think of anything, Disney, Lucasfilm, whoever I'm going to shout out or whatever. But do right to George Lucas's name as he's done, as they've done right to the shows, you know?
Yeah.
So
him creating this whole universe.
Big universe in a galaxy long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Yes, building a galaxy. And
I guess like during this time, we just want to say, you know, if you are a Star Wars fan, thank you guys for listening to us. If you guys aren't Star Wars fans, you guys should, you know, watch the movies, watch the shows. Yeah. Even if you want to go in depth, there's books, there's comics. There's so much knowledge that even me and Brandon don't even know, but we've heard of.
There's so much like lore around Star Wars that isn't like on any kind of screen. So definitely go.
There's multiple things that you guys could get from it, and because like I mean I grew up on this stuff. And I'm glad that you get to continue with me being, you know, 21, 20. Like we're still getting great material, and you know, just keep it coming our way, because that even makes it great for us so we can talk about more stuff. You know,
it does. And the next one is Kenobi.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The next upcoming show is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's where also hopefully they keep on doing good to the name, because also I think that'll even make the prequels even better. But that's for another topic. Yeah. You know, I think we already...
That's for the next one.
I think we talked geek for a sec right there,
bro. We did talk geek for a little bit. Yeah,
bro.
We did our thing.
And, you know, we're going to continue to do our things. Again, this is kind of the point where I want to say go check out our other episodes. We love the love that we're getting. We're going to keep on doing this of course, for y'all, but also because we love to do this. And this is stuff that we actually like to talk about. Yeah. So,
thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. We have... We have a lot of upcoming stuff coming. We have, and we're excited to actually keep on spreading the love to y'all. And you know, you guys aren't ready for what we got coming to you. Mm-hmm. So, as always, I'm Nene.
I'm Brandon.
And we'll see y'all later. Deuces.
Hold on, we gotta hit the
Go! I think I just made my own stance.
Oh my god, okay.
Get the...
Oh my god. Yo, chill, dog. Yo.
Oh! Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I hit that. Honestly, if we were out in an open space, I really would the fuck out of this, but I feel like I would break something if I did.
You probably would.
Telling you, man, I was born to be a fucking Jedi. Has it been recording the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let's start this shit. Wait. Ain't no way. Are you kidding me, bro? Oh, man.
Oh my god.
No.
No, not the big boys. No, Jill.
My boys.
No, Jill.
Oh hey, yo. Oh, you gotta be... No.
Oh, God.
Those were the boys.
God damn.
Most Isley? Yes, now that I think of it.
This guy's an asshole.
Bro. He reminds me of Jim Carrey. Everybody look at him.
Oh, God damn.
Oh my god.
What angle was she at?
He said me.
Okay. No, type shit. Mando easily smacks down Boba.
For sure, bro. Just for sure.
Oh shit!
There it is.
Hey,
God, yo!
Oh, God damn! He whipped around, bro.
Oh my!
With a knee rocket, bro. Mando just taking these bullets low key, bro. He bulletproof.
That's all he does, bro.
But look at that!
God! Oh my god!
Hell, it fucked up right now, bro. What the?
Yo!
What?
Yo!
Hey,
yo! Look, all this dust in his eyes.
Wait, Which eye? You mean his eye?
I mean, I.
Oh, is it the boy?
That's him.
Oh, he's that boy! He came in! Bro!
God.
He taking that shit. Boom! No! No! Get his ass. No! What the fuck is that?
Yo.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No way, no way. Oh!
God.
Hey, yo! Yes! What the? That was anticlimactic as fuck.
Light skin shit right
I know he had to hit it like that, right? Turn around, goddamn! Get the fuck out of here!
No, not the droid.
But damn! Oh, yo! He took flight. Oh,
Yes,
he didn't even do.
he
Hey, call this
snagged.
guy Odell Beckham Super Bowl ring. Ain't no way. Ain't no
Yo.
way! Oh shit! Bro, please tell me he fucking posted on that hoe. He ran it! He posted! Oh my! Said blow up! He said, I take the shot, bitch. Oh, yo!
my.
He said,
Oh my.
do it.
Do
Oh!
it. Oh my. Bite him. God.
Oh, damn!
Oh my god.
He said, I'm trying out for the MLB. Oh!
Oh my.
No. Fuck, I honestly forgot about him, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, he said fuck. Hey, yo!
Yo, with the stab.
I forgot he had that strapped up. Hey, plug one. Why is his face so fucking cute? Can he grow up already? Like shit.
There it is, gonk.
Gong.
Gong.
Gong. Best droid. Yo! Post it up.
Look at him. Okay.
That was a good ass episode, I ain't gonna lie.
That's pretty good. It won't beat the last one, but that one's good.
Is that fucking Thundercat? God damn it.
Yo.
Oh, God. You know Thundercat, right?
I don't.
Do you know Thundercat? He's the one that made that song. You don't wanna party with you. You don't know that song? That was like a TikTok song for like a video.
Oh yeah.
That was
Okay,
it.
yeah,
That's the
okay.
dude. That's a black dude. I'm like, what? Like they were like, only true fans know who the fuck this is.
Bro.